Thanks, Kate. Iran has released 5 jailed U.S. citizens. The exact circumstances leading to their release and any conditions attached remain unclear. They were locked up on charge of spying, and in exchange for their freedom, the U.S. will unfreeze $6 billion in Iranian oil revenue.
Astronomers and skywatchers are waiting on 2 solar eclipses in 2023. On October 14, 2023, an annual solar eclipse will cross the sky from Oregon to Texas, and on April 8, 2024, a total solar eclipse will be visible as it crosses from Texas to Maine. Texas is going to be one of the best places to watch this total eclipse anywhere in the world, as it's going to be on about at 1:40 Central Time.
A Krispy Kreme delivery van became an unexpected target of a mama bear and her cub. The incident occurred as the van was parked, presumably to deliver its donuts. The bears managed to gain access to the van, and images of them going through multiple boxes of donuts quickly went viral on social media. Fortunately, no injuries were reported, and it provided some entertainment for the locals. Back to you, Josie.
Good morning, Willow Springs. I'm Audrey Self.
And I'm Brayden Lloyd.
If you missed out this morning to try out for the spelling bee, don't worry. There will be one this afternoon.
Fall break is next week, and this is the first time we've been off for an entire week.
And in 2 weeks, on October 14th, there will be an annular solar eclipse. Will we be able to see it?
Leopard Friday was moved to the 27th. We've got details behind the history of the celebration.
And we have details on all the performances coming up from choir, band, and orchestra.
All this and more coming up on WSMS News. Welcome back. This is Willow Springs News. We've been jumping between hot, dry weather to rain and thunderstorms over the past few weeks. What's next, Roman?
Thanks. And now for our top story. On October 14th, a celestial event referred to as the Ring of Fire will happen above the U.S. And not long after, we will have a total solar eclipse, which we haven't seen since 2017. Here are Lauren and Drew with the story.
Thanks, ladies. Our football teams have taken on Allen Ford last Tuesday, and our volleyball teams took on Wiley McMillan. Is anyone still undefeated? Here's the sports crew.
We have breaking news. State Department officials say a U.S. soldier who crossed into North Korea is now in American custody.
And the Hollywood strike is officially over. Here's what's making the rest of the headlines. Let's pause for a commercial break. Have a good day, and remember,
Leopard's roar is one. Roar!
President Biden appeals to the American public and makes a plea to the country to support both Israel and Ukraine.
Biden makes an extraordinary wartime visit to Israel after the militant group Hamas launched a brutal surprise attack on innocent Israeli civilians, killing 1,400 and taking hostages, including Americans. Biden says the U.S. will help Israel eliminate Hamas while also pressing for ways to ease humanitarian suffering in Gaza.
Right before fall break, the United States launched an emergency alert. Here are Drew and Chevalier and Cameron Gary to explain.
October is National Principals Month. We are so fortunate that we have Mr. Lewis and Mrs. Eldridge and Miss Reeder, our 3 amazing principals at Willow Springs. They consistently care for our students and make sure that the learning environment is rigorous but fun. Make this month special for them when you see them in the halls, and make sure to say thanks. Election Day provided few surprises as voters in Texas approved 13 of 14 amendments to the Constitution. That includes Prop 4, which provided increased tax exemptions for school property tax up to $100,000. Texas has one of the highest property tax rates in the nation. And one amendment that affects retired teachers, Prop 9, provides a cost of living adjustment for retired teachers, the first in 20 years.
Voters also considered many school bond measures, and the largest is in the fast-growing ISD of Prosper. Voters passed a $2.8 billion bond. Most of it is for building new schools and for expanding and renovating existing campuses. Prosper voters also approved $140 million for new technology. Voters rejected a move to build a new $95 million football stadium, which would have made it the most expensive in Texas.
Residents in rural Shepherd, Texas are breathing a sigh of relief after a fiery chemical plant explosion last Wednesday. Officials say a worker noticed a containment leaking chemicals and tried to use a forklift to raise up the container. A school was evacuated and a shelter in place was ordered. Firefighters worked to control the blaze.
For the first time in 23 years, the U.S. National Zoo will be without pandas. Pandas have been a fixture there since 1972, when China gifted 2 pandas as a gesture of goodwill during President Richard Nixon's administration. The last 3 pandas left Washington Dulles International Airport last Wednesday, headed to their long flight to China. Chinese media accuses the U.S. of neglect. The Chinese government denies those allegations.
Welcome to Entertainment. I'm Brayden.
And I'm Olivia.
There are many academic competitions on the horizon. Let's start out with math counts. If you're really great with numbers, teacher Mr. Hunter would like you to contact him.
The UIL academic competition also begins now. Here's Mr. Washburn explaining why it's important to compete.
Lovejoy also wants a vibrant elective program. We have 2 different exciting days set aside for kids to figure out what electives they'd like to take.
Let's start out with Demo Day. On January 26th, Ms. Ball explains the process where 5th graders will bus to our campus to get a taste of our fine arts.
Bump Up Day is also on the horizon, and 6th graders will be coming to the middle school, while the 8th graders will take a trip up to the high school.
Ms. Smith's media class are in the process of creating elective videos about what's offered here.
Theater is one of the electives here at Willow Springs, and the actors and the tech crew are working hard for the most important competition of the year. One-act play, Venya Raju explains.
This month, it's also School Board Appreciation Month. We have a 2-part series with Avery Modal and Venya Raju as they interview Lovejoy Secretary Jeff Wood about why he sacrifices his time to be a board member and what their responsibilities are.
So be sure to show your support to the school board members of the district.
Monday is a federal holiday honoring Martin Luther King Jr. Cameron explains why this day off at our school is so significant to our country.